Hi there, this is Shep Hyken, customer service speaker, expert, and the author of the New York Times and Wall Street Journal best-selling business book, The Amazement Revolution. Today I'm going to share how being off-duty doesn't mean you aren't responsible for customer service. This may start to sound like a rant, but it's not. It's simply a setup for the customer service lesson that's to be learned in just a few moments. Now, I was at an airport working my way through the security line for, I'm going to say, about 15 or so minutes. During this time, a number of the airline employees go to the front of the line and they cut in front of the paying passengers. They do this to get through the metal detectors and x-ray machines on their way to their stations or on the way to the plane. What I noticed is that most of these airline employees didn't smile or talk to the passengers as they cut in front of them. And some of the passengers were obviously put off by this. Now, I was thinking to myself, there has to be a better way. Well, there was one person, a captain, that handled the situation differently. He said, "Good morning," and "Excuse me," and he was even apologetic about cutting in front of everyone. And not surprisingly, the passengers were very understanding and accommodating as they let him go ahead. So the first lesson, but not the official lesson, is to simply be polite. Being polite can be the sugar that makes the medicine go down. Most of the airline employees demonstrated a lack of tact as they exercised what they thought was their right to cut in line. These people are representatives of the airline they work for, and they're branded with a logo and a uniform. And anytime they're in front of their paying passengers, they're creating impressions and adding to the customer's experience. I talked to the nice captain who went ahead of me, and his comment was really relevant. I want to share it. What he said was that most of the employees view their time in security lines as being on their way to work. In other words, they aren't officially working until they get to the station or on the plane. Again, this isn't so much about the airlines and the security lines. To the point, this is about the people who are not at work but are still wearing a uniform. Or how about that truck driver that is done with his or her shift and heading home, and the truck has a logo, a company name painted on the side. Even though these people are officially off duty, they still represent the company. Where work is easily identified, and until they get into their own clothes or switch to a personal vehicle, they're still, in a sense, on duty, representing their company, even though they're officially off the clock. Now, Walt Disney had this figured out, and at Disney, they teach their employees, known as cast members, about being on stage and backstage. On stage, you must be ambassadors for Disney, like Mickey and Donald and Snow White act at the part, and they warm the hearts of children and parents. Backstage, they can take off their costumes and get out of character and be themselves. So the lesson is simple. Even if you're off duty, to a customer, you still may be on duty. If it's obvious because of a uniform or a sign on the side of a truck that you work for a company, you must continue to represent that company you work for in a way that will promote a positive impression. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short lesson. Please visit my website, which is www.hyken, that's HYKEN.com. There you'll find more information about my speaking programs, as well as over 150 customer service articles that you can read and share with your colleagues. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Shep Hyken, and I'm reminding you to always be amazing.